Good morning, Jeremiah 12:5. If running with man wearies you, then how can you compete with the horses? That's the A part. If running with man wearies you, how can you compete with the horses? God is responding to Jeremiah's prayer. If you read the previous chapter, you'll see Jeremiah is praying because he feels like the wicked, and the people who practice wickedness, they're prospering while he's trying to practice righteousness and doing the will of God. And it seems like all of these things are coming up on him. And oftentimes life hurts. Oftentimes life stinks. Oftentimes life seems like it is not fair. And that is why we have to remember Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, where it says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. Because if your focus is on what you can see and what you can understand, then you will easily throw in the towel, and you would live your life frustrated and stressed out and in fear, because your focus is on what you can see. And God said that we want our focus to be in our trust in that he knows what's best and that he knows what's going on, right? So Jeremiah was in that place where he was really focusing on petty stuff, petty things, and God responded to him and said that if you can't deal with this, how can you handle what's really to come? And that's really what I want to minister to someone today and to speak to someone today. And I specifically also want to speak to my brothers and my sisters in the gospel, because this is not the time to be petty. This is not the time for everybody to be, it's not time for the pastor's aid. Amen. It's time for the pastor to go out and aid. Amen. There are people that are going through things. And as men and women of God, we don't have time to be sitting around having a pity party about what's going on with ourselves, because we should have enough word that we can get strength from. And then that is what people need to hear now. And my concern is that when the praise team isn't up, and when you don't have the band, and when you don't have the physical people, you drift into a place of feeling hopeless, because you no longer have the performance space. But God said, now is not time for you to have a performance space. It's time for you to go out and do what I told you to do. And if you cannot handle this moment now, then you cannot handle what's to come. Because if you read your word, there is worse to come. There's more terrible things to come. And as men and women of God, and as Christians just in general, it is our job to represent a King of Kings and a Lord of Lords. And our faith must always be in him, no matter what life may bring, no matter what we may lose, no matter if death comes. We have to grieve, but we cannot grieve like people who have no hope. We should be out there spreading the gospel, giving to the needy, helping those that need help. And that is what we have been called to do at this moment. So I'm calling on you, Jeremiah. I'm saying, if you can't deal with now, how can you deal with what's to come? God said, get up, put on your pants, and get out there and do the will of God. God bless you. 5 minutes.